Is stopping your birth control going to make you break up with your boyfriend? This is something that was said to me the other day by a young woman in her early 20s, and she told me that it's all over TikTok, that if you stop your birth control, you'll probably break up with your boyfriend. So I was like, I don't know what you're talking about, but I had a little think about this and where this may have come from. So if you watch my most recent post, you'll know that birth control, when I say birth control, I mean combined oral contraception. So that is a combination of ethinyl estradiol and a progestin. Ethinyl estradiol is a synthetic molecule that has a very high affinity for the estrogen receptors in our body. So it binds that receptor and won't let it go. So it's quite potent. Progestin is a molecule that we created that is progesterone-like in that it keeps the uterine lining really, really thin, but it is not progesterone. So combined oral contraception is a combination of these two molecules. The reason that combined oral contraception was created was as a contraception, and the biggest way that it works is it tells our brain, the areas in our brain, the hypothalamus and the pituitary, that are controlling our hormones, particularly our estrogen, progesterone, testosterone in this case, to basically shut down and stop. In normal circumstances, we have this beautiful feedback loop that's happening all the time, which we call the hypothalamic pituitary gonadal axis. Gonads are our ovaries. So we have this beautiful feedback loop of hormones that's controlling ovulation, it's controlling development of follicles, it's controlling our period, and there's a very beautiful rise and fall of our estrogen, progesterone, testosterone in response to what's happening in our brain. What birth control does is it comes and it shuts that off. So it's going to shut off all of that beautiful cycle and rise and fall so that we don't ovulate. And the whole thing is basically flatlined, which is not wrong. That's the point of birth control. But I guess if you think about it and you think about what happens during a menstrual cycle and the changes that happen hormonally, if we are flatlined, perhaps that makes us a little bit more, I don't know, less edgy, less willing to question things. I don't know. What's your opinion? Do you think being on birth control and having that flat line of hormones actually maybe makes us a little bit more pliable, malleable? And then when you come off your hormones and you go back to this sort of beautiful cycle, some might not call it beautiful, but you go back to this beautiful cycle, actually we're more ourselves and more willing to say, I don't really like you. What do you think?